Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to Carl93's review of the Metal Robot Spirit's Force Impulse Gundam. The Impulse Gundam is a prime example of basic Lead Gundam design. It follows the conventional Lead Gundam colors with bits of light blue accents throughout its body. This figure retains the design principle of its animation model while giving it the usual metal robotification. The slender proportions, myriad of markings, and the overall stylized look makes this not an exact one-to-one reproduction of the Impulse as seen in the series, but it's all the better for it. The simplified blockiness and plain coloring is replaced with a remastered athletic silhouette with an excellent paint job to boot. As expected from this line, most of the joints are die-cast metal, and the overall tightness is a bit intimidating to manipulate at first. But applying the right amount of pressure makes this figure very fun to handle. The Impulse design has basic articulation. It's nowhere near the articulation of the Robot Spirit's Avis, but it's good in its own right. Natural looking poses are easily achieved. However, for some head-scratching reason, the back skirts are not movable at all, which restricts the figure from doing any backwards upper leg movement. I did some research and the older Robot Spirit's Force Impulse had the same problem. It makes me wonder why they didn't make an adjustment for this release. It's mind-boggling. Posing this figure won't be complete without the variety of weapons that it comes with, like the standard beam rifle and shield, a pair of armor-piercing knives, and a pair of beam sabers for dual-wielding action. It also comes with its most memorable weapon, the anti-ship sword. The highlight of this accessory pile is the Force silhouette, properly turning the Impulse to the Force Impulse, the high mobility variant that's obviously ripped from its more popular predecessor. Aerial posing is made possible with the included stand. And if you have the Metal Robot Freedom, or any other Freedom that's in scale, you'll be able to emulate their iconic battle. Complete with an effect part that lets you recreate one of Gundam Seed Destiny's best scenes. The Force Impulse with its big sword impaled right through the Freedom. It's a bit tedious to get this to work. The effect part doesn't really attach to the Freedom itself. You'll have to attach the combined effect part to a separate stand arm and place it near the Freedom's upper body to replicate the scene. Something that you won't be able to recreate is the Impulse turning into 4 separate flyers. This figure completely drops the disassembling gimmick. It's worth pointing out, but personally, it's not a big deal. Regarding size, it's just about what you'd expect from the typical Robot Spirits. If you were hoping for something bigger, then you're better off looking elsewhere. Here's the Force Impulse next to Metal Robot Freedom, Robot Spirits Gundam, and my previous review, the Robot Spirits Ava Unit 2. The Force Impulse Gundam may not be the most exciting of releases, especially when comparing to what's coming to the Metal Robot line. Even with a general release, it's still mostly sold out on various e-tailers. And I think that's a sign of its price increasing in the secondary market, though it is a bit early to tell. The series it comes from may be polarizing at best, but the Metal Robot Force Impulse Gundam is undoubtedly a good figure. But it could have been a great one. I just can't let go of the fact that it has a non-moving back skirt, effectively crippling any backwards upper leg movement. Maybe I just got spoiled by the articulation of the Robot Spirit's Avis, but with all the bells and whistles that come with the Metal Robot line, something that's as basic as backward leg movement should not have been overlooked.